Hey guys, SC here, back with ideas for another classic cast. This time it's going to be a little different. As you can see, we are in 1080p. We've got a replay here. A blast from the past. It's Jaedong versus Flash in 2010. The OSL finals. Is this the finals?
Way off. This is this is the WCG semifinals.
Okay.
In 2010.
I must have been looking at the wrong thing. It's all right.
But this is like right around. This is within like 1 or 2 months of when they had the OSL finals. So this is like peak Jaedong Flash rivalry 2010. Peak Jaedong Flash fighting each other in like every finals of that year.
I've probably seen this game before, but I've definitely never taken a look at the replay. And where did you find this replay? Did you say it's on Team Liquid?
Yeah, because it was a WCG game, the replay is public. I think they actually used this replay to show off Remastered when it first came out. So there's a chance people have seen this game before, but it's one of the best ZBTs I've ever seen. Or at least I remember seeing it at the time. So I'm interested to see how well it holds up to today's standards and how impressive it is. And I've never actually seen the replay myself, so I'm really excited to see these two titans, the greatest Zerg, the greatest Terran, fighting it out at the peak of their dominance. Really, like there's really just Jaedong, there's Flash, and then there's Jaedong right behind him, and then there was everyone else way behind him in 2010.
Absolutely. Bisu gets honorable mention there. It's kind of a distant third, I would say. Back in those days, 2010, that was his peak as well. But yeah, it will be cool to check this one out. I had no idea that they used this as the remastered showcase. That's pretty cool. Definitely two of the best players you could ever hope for. A showcase this game and what it's all about, and what it can be at the very, very peak of Starcraft play. We're having this game played out on Tau Cross. So let me go ahead and take a look at the map for you guys. I'll reveal the entire map. It's been a long time since I've seen this map played.
Yeah, I like this map. I don't know how bounced it would be in today's meta, but it's a cool 3-player map. It was kind of old even when they were playing it then. I think it's kind of from like 2006 or 2007, and so it was kind of weird that they were playing it in 2010 in WCG. But WCG, I remember back in the Broodwar days of WCG, they were always a couple years behind in the map meta.
Yeah, for sure. It's too bad we don't have more replays for some of the OSL and MSL casts. I'm sure they're sitting on a hard drive somewhere hidden.
Yeah, I do. I wonder what happened to all those replays, because the pro replays back in the Kespa days were like if those got leaked, they were like studied by everyone in the foreign community. I remember it was like, oh my God, this Savior replay pack leaked, or like this Boxer replay pack or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I'm sure there's somebody who was working at Kespa at the time who has a hard drive somewhere, just holding on to it. The value of that pack would be massive at this point. I don't know if they'll ever let it go though. Let it out to the public.
Yeah, no idea.
It would be a huge fan service though if they did.
Yeah,
it's not like they're protecting anything at this point. I definitely understand people wanting to hide their replays if you are about to play in a tournament or you've just played in a tournament and you're trying to hide a strategy, but come on, we're talking like 15 years ago now. This is getting kind of crazy.
Yeah. I think at this point it'd be more of like a rights thing of like who owns the replay or whatever. But yeah, I don't know.
That's still insane to me. Well, we do have a 3-hatch play here from Jaedong. He's going to be throwing down his Spire. Right now, at 5 minutes, we've got a bunker here at the front from Flash, being extra careful, although there are only 3 lings on the field right now. Second barracks going to come up here. It is a early +1 build from Flash. He's going to be throwing down at that academy now, getting his way into Stim. Should be able to hit a timing where he comes across the map here and puts a little pressure on before the mutas are out.
Yeah, I don't think the players really planned many like special, like WCG was definitely the lower priority for the Korean KESPA players at the time. Like they didn't really like, you know, plan any special builds or anything. They kind of just like played standard games and whatever happens. So it's kind of actually a really cool skill test to just see like, hey, who's got the better mechanics right now?
Of course, the foreigners taking it super serious.
Yeah,
Never able to take it down. I mean,
yeah.
I think there was a couple of foreign winners in the beginning of WCG, but that was shut down pretty quick.
Yeah, usually it was whoever was lucky enough to get the brackets where they got. If you were lucky enough where all the Koreans were on one side of the bracket or something, so you could get second or third place.
Well, we've got that move out coming out here for Flash now. This is a move out that you'll see even in games today, still very standard and strong. And counterattack, just again, something you'll also see in today's meta with the 2 fire bats popping out, though. Flash is going to be able to hold on to this pretty easily. I don't expect many or a lot of damage to go down here, but getting a turret is pretty sick. And a second an SCV building a turret as well is pretty darn good. And he's forced the Marines back, actually, which is a little bit crazy here. Flash would love to be out on the map getting ready to fight this, but he has to pull back in order to set up his turrets and not lose control over his production area. Here comes the mutas and start to fire onto these turrets. Barely able to take one of them out, but take a lot of damage on these mutalists for that privilege. Gonna go right in over top of the mineral patches. This is a very difficult place to get your Marines into. And chasing around the back of these Marines as well. Not going well for Flash, but Jaedong does lose a couple of mutas on the retreat. So a bit of back and forth here in the early game. No one's taken a serious advantage just yet. But Jaedong doing some good damage. He's gonna come in once again, looking for some kills. Oh, not able to get a shot off there. Flash just pushing everything back super fast, and a base going up here for Jaedong in the top right. What is this in the main base? A Queen's Nest is on the way. That lurker aspect is just about done, so we do have a transition here for Jaedong. Back in the day, this was completely standard. Well, 2010, it was super common.
I would say around 2010 was when 2-hatch became a little less popular and players were experimenting going back to 3-hatch again for a while. So this is kind of emblematic of that, where Flash really, at the late end of 2009, really figured out how to punish 2-hatch with like the kind of early Marine move out and stuff. So 2-hatch was a lot less powerful for a while. And so this is sort of Jaedong being like, well, I guess I'll go back to 3-hatch, I guess. I don't know.
And this sort of lurker egg block with the lurkers to try and take the third base is super.
No ramp on any of the expansions here, so you got to get a lot of lurkers.
Yeah, it would be a lot easier to hold off if there was a ramp. You probably only need 2 lurkers. Here he's got 3. That's still sometimes not enough. But I think it's going to hold for now. Flash moving towards the natural here. There is a lurker, though. Is this a stack? Yes, this is a lurker stack. So we've got 2 lurkers here in the natural and a third one going to join up. So trying to break this position would be foolhardy for Flash. Instead, just going to wait for his next level of tech to come up. And his starport is on the way here. Although he has spent a lot of time into these turrets and maybe... Or into these barracks, and maybe Jaedong can get in here and delay this tech. That would be really big. If he can slow down the science facility at all. Moving around the outside here. Jaedong taking a look what he can do. Maybe he's going to slip through the back. Oh my god, Flash so good with those Marines. Just pop out of nowhere from behind the minerals and shut down that move through. Damn, that was good.
It's like we got a tank as well.
All right, so a ancient tank push. So this is how they did tank pushes back in the day, huh?
Yeah.
He's gonna.
I mean, it's Tau Cross. You got to play like it's 2006.
He's popping out tanks here, but he doesn't have the siege mode just yet. The first two tanks are out on the map. They are very vulnerable, though, as they move across. If you're not careful with those units, the Mutalisk will definitely take the opportunity to pop a couple of them and shut down your attack. Jaedong thinking about moving out right now. He's got quite a few lurkers in the natural at this point. But what he really needs to be worried about is this tank. He's coming up, going to catch the reinforcements, and he really should be diving upon these tanks. There's not too many Marines with them, but just not able to get in there and stop those tanks from moving forward. Where is our Defiler's nest? Okay.
Look at this trail of Marines just like taking up the entire mini-map from Flash's natural to Jaedong's natural.
You cannot get away with that in today's meta. If your Marines are trailing like this, the Mutalisk will be all over that, just destroying every single Marine. Tanks are going to siege up here in the natural, but Consume is just about done. It's going to be finished here any second, and then he's going to have his Dark Swarm to answer this attack. Oh god, he's gonna pull the trigger and run forward a little bit before the Dark Storm is ready. Jaedong forced to run backwards here. Will not allow these tanks to get in range. Actually, they're gonna come up here and siege, and then they were gonna have a Dark Storm in just a second. Oh, there it is. It's finished. It's done. He's gonna Dark Swarm and run forward, try to kill these tanks. Let's see if he can get any damage on them. Running forward is Flash, trying to preempt this move out. Another Dark Storm going to come down, and he gets a tank for it. Nicely done. Flash is going to have to back off. I saw a science vessel, but I haven't seen any dropships, so there's not really a good chance for Flash to punish in this position. The fourth base is on the way, and as soon as we get a Nidus, okay, we do have a Nidus into the third. As soon as we have some Defilers and Lurkers coming through there, he should be able to hold on to that base as well. And we're going to get into 4 gas here pretty quick. Double Evo Chamber, pumping out double upgrades. The adrenal glands are on the way here. And
Jaedong ran a couple Lurkers into some Marines without burrowing them, but lost a couple for no reason there.
A little bit of a mistake there. Was paying attention over here at the 4th base. We don't have Plague just yet, so he's running forward. Just going to push everything back as far as possible. Try to maybe pick off a tank or two, and it looks like he will end up getting a tank for free, so that's nice. Able to push that back. However, now he's going to place himself in a position where Marines can actually walk around. Tau Cross is such an open map. There's so much space here to move. And Flash going to rotate around the right-hand side here. Try to look for a location where he can break in, but Jaedong just falling back to his lurker line. A Dark Storm going to come out here. Wait, not enough energy. What are you talking about? There's plenty of energy here. Okay, he does throw that down. Will be able to hold here at the 4th base and get that 4th gas up. And where is our Ultralisk Cavern? I don't see it just yet. Is that the plan here for Jaedong, or does he want to go for something like Hydra? I don't know.
I mean, he's researching melee upgrades, so he's definitely going to be getting ultras.
Eventually, right? Whoa, we got a drop here on the high ground above the 4th base. His tanks are going to be sieging up here. And this is painful, painful stuff for Jaedong. How is he going to dislodge this? I don't know.
That's how you know it's a map from 2006.
Yeah, you've got that high ground over your natural. That is kind of insane. Here comes a big group of mutas. He's gonna just focus down, I think, this tank? No, he's not going to. He's gonna try and kill the Marines first. That's a little bit crazy. And he's gonna end up losing quite a few of the mutas for his trouble. Oh man, that tank is still alive, and it's still raining down hell on this gas geyser. I really wish he would have gunned that tank down rather than focusing the Marines there, but it is what it is.
Really nice of Flash to keep the tank just in range, just on the edge, to kill the geyser, but outside of the range so that lurkers can't hit it. Because that's all he really needs to do. He doesn't need to kill the hatchery. Just keep him on, keep Jaedong on 3 gas.
Yeah, 3 gas Jaedong is so much weaker than 4 gas Jaedong. There's the first plague of the game in the bottom left. Getting a ton of Marines there. Dealing huge damage. Those should be cleaned up easily. But that's not... Oh, that is a gas base, actually. Excuse me. He could take this base and get up to 4 gas, actually. That would be maybe a good idea at this point. These Marines are going to get cleaned up super fast. Look at how quickly those Lings eat up those tiny ketchup-covered Marines. Now, a bunch of Marines going to run into these lurkers. Actually, Jaedong backing away here. A ton of science vessels about to go down, but Marines just in time arrive to save the day. A couple of those science vessels do go down, but the majority of them stay alive here and going to continue to irradiate everything in sight. Here's that base coming up, but it's not going to last long. A Defiler, no Defiler, just lurkers here to defend. He's going to try and surround and kill these Marines, but great micro, of course, by Flash. Okay, those all get killed. Never mind. I thought he was going to do some better dodging there, and he loses a few of these science vessels as well. Here we go. This is massive value for Jaedong as he picks those off. Still unable to dislodge this army here, but he does get the plague on the high ground. That's going to bring the tank to 1 HP, and he should be able to clean it up now with just a single muta.
Just 2 Defilers hanging out in the middle of the map, gonna get radiated, I think. That's not good.
That's too bad. But he does clean this part up. Oh, and these Marines gonna break in through the front here. Whoa. That's quite a crazy play. Flash gonna get a ton of drone kills right as Jaedong was kind of stabilizing here and getting rid of those tanks on high ground. He's gonna kill this hatchery as well. This is a huge move for Flash. Taking that moment when Jaedong was moving his mutas to kill the tank on high ground there and just dominates this base, kills that off. Now the other 5th base, I guess, or the other 4th base, likely to go down here. A lot of Lings running forward, though, and there's no medics with this army, so it does get picked off. Flash shoved back once again, although now on 4 bases, his production is getting kind of insane. He's added on an extra armory and more factories, so we're going to see a mech transition out of him. I think it might end up happening. I don't see those upgrades coming just yet, but there's some more. Yeah, there we go. Upgrades just started. 2 machine shops have started as well. Nice play on the high ground there to get some damage onto those tanks. He should be able to come forward now with the mutas and finish them off. But more and more Marines being levied up here to the high ground, brought forward to try and hold this position. He just needs to kill the tank. 1 shot. He does get it. Tank is removed from the equation, and Flash not going to be able to deny this gas for long. Jaedong going to get that 4th gas and likely a 5th gas here shortly as well down in the bottom left-hand corner. If things are going his way. Now, Ultras are starting to pop here. The anabolic synthesis, aka ultraless speed, is on the way, so I'm assuming we have Carapace already. What are our upgrades at here for the Zerg player? 2-1 or 1-2 and 3-2 here for Flash, so he's just a moment behind on those Carapace upgrades, but he needs to get the +3 Carapace started here. He actually hasn't started that yet, and that's a bit of a problem. Getting
he's so low on gas. He's still only been on 3 gas this whole time.
Really beautiful plague there, getting 4 science vessels. Another couple of tanks looks like they're going to be loaded up and brought to high ground. He's going to try and kill this gas once again, sieging up in a little bit of a better position. Probably can't be plagued in that location. Bunch of Ultras are coming out for the first time. Going to start to wreak havoc over these Marines. And he can probably start to counterattack with this in this position. Looks like a few more of these science vessels are going to go down. As the mutas run forward, he's just going to target down. Oh my god, he targets those mutas down really nicely. Flash killing those off before letting his very low HP science vessels die. This base in the bottom left is so important for Jaedong right now. He's finally got that 4th gas going. And a 5th gas actually over on the center right. Hold on. This is starting to get a little bit crazy. With 5 gas going, you can produce a kind of insane amount of Ultra and Defiler, and he's going to come up here to the north and start to break through. He really needs to start that Carapace upgrade, though. We still haven't seen it get started yet. 4-1 is not going to take you to the very latest stages of the game here against someone the caliber of Flash. With +3, that advantage, he's definitely going to be able to clean up your Ultras, and they're just not going to trade as efficiently as you'd like. Now, coming up here with some Lurkers, going to dive under the Dark Swarm and hold this position here. Allow the Ultras to do some work. Actually, that Ultra got picked off incredibly fast. Not able to get that 6 gas up just yet. Go ahead.
I love Jaedong making Lurkers this late, because usually when Zerg transition into Ultraling, they kind of just completely stop making Lurkers. But like a couple Lurkers with this composition could be so good at just holding back positions and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Tau Cross, a very wide open map. I feel like on this map, if you control the central area,
yeah, these bridges are so important.
It's going to be really hard for Jaedong to engage in the late game. Running forward here with the Ultras, he's kind of eating a lot of damage for free from these irradiates here. Allowing them to sit next to each other does have the Ultras damage each other from that splash, so that's a little bit unfortunate for Jaedong. Looks like a small group of units going to move to the right hand side of the map for Flash. He probably gunned down this Nidus network right away. He does go for that, trying to shoot down as many Lings and Ultras as he can before this group falls, and it does indeed fall. Jaedong going to hold that position for now. A big group of tanks and Marines moving towards the south now. He's going to go ahead and throw down a bunch of irradiates here. A lot of Lings kind of dying for free right now, but the Science Vessels are going to get picked off en masse. About 5 Science Vessels go down there. A lot of tanks here, though, and Jaedong just kind of feeding into this tank line. Tons of Ultras go down. That was a big mistake from Jaedong.
Yeah, no Defiler support, and that this kind of reminds me of that Jaedong fantasy game where it's just, oh, here's the 20 tanks or whatever.
And yeah, he is going to bring up a Defiler now with some Lurkers. That is enough to hold on for quite a good amount of time. If you get Lurkers burrowed under this Dark Swarm, especially in range of the tanks, you will keep those alive. No!
You got them all.
All the Lurkers just died there in a massive explosion of fire from the siege tanks. That was so painful. If any of those managed to get underground here, he probably saves this base, but now he's just not going to be able to. Another attack over here on the center, right for Flash. Probably going to break through as well, as there's just not enough units anymore for Jaedong on the field to actually break this push. Okay, Flash just going to back away for now. These 2 sunken colonies doing their work. Unfortunately, Flash did siege up in range of that. Loses his tank for free.
I think that's just too small of a hit squad to take out that base. So it's probably a good idea to pull back.
Still denying that gas from the high ground. Kind of insane.
Yeah, the fact that Jaedong never got dropped to try to take it to own that high ground is kind of baffling. But I guess there's just so much going on, and he has so little gas until he had that small frame when he had both these open third bases or whatever, when he kind of had that big gas spurt. But now I'm sure his main and natural are mined out, right? Let me check. Yeah,
wow, a huge attack here on the left side, kills every single tank of Flash, and Flash moving through with his secondary army, going to head directly towards the center right. That was a crazy big win there for Jaedong, and he's going to use that win to grab another base here in the left-hand side. That's, I mean, that can't be overstated how big of a deal that was, picking that big group of tanks off. Now he's going to shove forward once again, getting the Ultras on top of these tanks. He's going to have to unsiege and back away here. Not any more Defiler abilities, but maybe just barely enough Ultraling to shove this back one more time. Ultras are going to be forced Tanks are going to be forced back. Ultras are killed or retreated. And everything is kind of settling down here for a second. How much gas do we have left? On the side of Jaedong, this one in the top right is now depleted. Main base natural is depleted. Only one gas is mining here efficiently for Jaedong. That is a little bit rough for him right now. Main base of Flash is out of money. Natural base of Flash is out of money, but his third and his fourth are still kicking away here. He is going to be okay for now. But will eventually need
kind of low on minerals.
He will need to get a base up eventually here. Jaedong gonna shove forward again with the Dark Swarms. Ling's getting on top of these tanks, and he's actually doing a fantastic job trading with this kind of mech marine army with just a few Dark Swarms and a few Lings here. Going up again, gonna crush this army, it looks like. The Ultras still don't have 5 armor. That is insane to me.
Yeah, I think Jaedong forgot it.
He must have forgot that upgrade. He's actually going to get a bunch of kills on these science vessels, I think. Oh my gosh. A lot of these are very, very low, but he only gets 1 kill on those science vessels, and now Flash going to back away once again to this little position here. Oh, a drop!
Oh, man.
The drop that kills the base in the bottom left is so important. That gas geyser, absolutely critical here. He's going to drop on the high ground as well, start to kill this depleted extractor. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but he will be able to kill that. I think we're going to see a radiate trick here. Yeah, he's going to go for the... Oh, Eraser gets shut down. Couple of Scourge come in and just wipe that out. So actually keeping his income alive here at this one base at least. Kind of keeping his game chances going here, and gonna get another base in the bottom left. Okay, Flash actually has this base, but this could be shut down right now. The Lings and Ultras just a little bit to the right.
Slightly misclicked on the mini map. I'm sure he meant to click on that mineral base, but I think he just clicked a pixel too far to the right.
Yeah, I think so too. And now he's not gonna be able to shut down that base, but he might be able to shut down this attack. A lot of Lings coming forward here. A lot of Ultras cleaning up a ton of tanks right now. More and more Marines spilling forward though, and the Dark Swarm not gonna be helping them out very much. Looks like the Ultras here running out of space to retreat at this point. We have some more lurker or more defilers coming up here as the Ultras push forward once again. Still a bit of minerals in the bank for Jaedong, but his gas is incredibly low. He needs to get a good plague on this, I feel. Throw down a plague on that unit or on that group. There we go. A great plague on these Marines. Going to give him a lot of value in this fight. But the tank positioning is insanely good. And a command center being built in the face of his opponent. This is actually a utility command center right here. The Ultras cannot get good surface area around this. That's going to be very helpful to Flash.
I think
but
Flash wants to take one of these bases also.
Yeah, I think he does as well. And he's going to get shoved back once again, unsieging, backing away. There's hardly any Marines left though, and the tanks are all going to be killed here. Wow, okay, that Manor Command Center not going to pay off for Flash. A bunch of Marines heading down to the bottom right.
Premature.
Do get caught by that one Overlord that was misplaced, or one Ultralist that was misplaced. This, I don't know how long this has been up, but Jaedong really needs to mine from this base here in the bottom left. Looks like the top right natural has been cleaned up, and the bottom left is under threat right now. Ultra's going to spill forward. Ling and Ultra just going to get on top of all of this. Man, I really feel like Jaedong would have already won this game had he got that extra upgrade. Another drop over here in the center right. That's going to shut down this base from mining gas once again. A bunch of drones going to go down as well.
Just as soon as he like finally start mining gas from his other base.
Yeah, he's got this base mining gas now, so he's on one base gas. Mined out is Flash on his third base. His fourth base is getting low, but this base in the center left is crazy that he's been allowed to mine from there, because he cleaned up that entire attack. He's got links to send over there, and there's no defenses, but Flash is getting away with murder right now, taking that base and holding it at the moment. Flash, I mean, he's trying to push forward with tanks still, but the Ultras are coming out here and just kind of wrecking this force. Another great plague on a bunch of these Marines. They don't have any medics with them either. So
43 kills on that siege tank on that high ground.
Damn, 43 kills. Oh, a drop into the base in the bottom left. It's going to have to be picked up here because there are Lings and Ultras ready to respond. I might want to get a couple of Scourge over there to deal with that. Looks like the base over in the center right is going to be cleaned up. This drop is going to be cleaned up, and he will be able to retake that base. Tanks sieging forward once again, looking for a good position here. 2 Defilers are ready. The army of Jaedong needs to get up here. Oh, there we go. Finally denying this base in the center left. I mean, a lot of minerals have been mined from that location, though. About 500 per patch, so that is a great boon to the economy here for Flash. And a big Darkstorm does go down, and a Plague as well. So this is really hurting these units for Flash. Flash going to try to take this base right here under the nose of Jaedong, who's actually long distance mining this at the moment. That is insane.
Mining from the same patch.
They're actually both mining from the exact same location at this time. The tank here on the high ground, just such a hero this game. Here we go. We're going to have a big, long fight here between Jaedong and Flash, as army coming in from every different direction, kind of getting pushed away by Flash, actually. Not able to connect properly with the tanks here in the middle of the map. He's going to start to shove forward with these tanks just a little bit closer, inch by inch, getting within this range. Getting within the range of this gas geyser, and of course the hatchery over here in the center right. That is such an important base for both players. Either one of them would love to take it. Here comes the Dark Swarm, and the splash damage from the Marines actually dealing a lot of damage, or splash damage from the tanks dealing a lot of damage to the Marines. Tanks are getting hopped upon by these Ultras and Lings. Needs to get one more Dark Storm here. He does get that, and will bring up more Lings to sort of clear this out. It's getting really close. I think Jaedong gonna hold. This is so damn close right now, but I think he's basically managed to do it. SCVs on the center left are being picked off. Things are not looking good for this base down here in the center right, but he is getting some more Defilers out and bringing up the Ultras as well. He's only got one Ultra here, but a lot of Cracklings going to dive on top of these tanks. They're not being unsieged, so he will break through this. Great Plague on these Marines as well. It looks like he can just barely clean this up. It's so incredibly close. One more Dark Storm. No, it does not come down. Here's some more Ultras down here as well. He needs to bring up the Ultras from that bottom left base as well, I think, at this point, because he is just struggling mightily to hold on to this base. Here comes another Dark Swarm. Another Plague should be going down here shortly. Another Dark Swarm. Throw it down. No, he denies it. Very nicely done there. Flash targets that down. He's going to try and kill this base in the bottom left as well. Jaedong a little slow to respond, but he does save the base at least. Quite a few of those drones did go down, however. And, oh, Link's going to come in from the north. He's actually cleaning out these SCVs. He's stopping this base from being mined. A base in the left side is actually being stopped from being mined as well for Flash. So Flash GG's, he gives up Jaedong. Wow, a momentous effort there for Jaedong. Absolutely crazy he was able to take that one. I thought with only +2 carapace, there was no way he could hold on against Flash in this situation in the late game, but he just barely manages to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. He was holding on by the tips of his fingers for what, like 20 minutes. Just barely mining a third gas for the whole game until the very end there, and then just incredible, beautiful Defiler Ultra Lane control for engagement after engagement.
Yeah, that is so hard to do. Tanks are incredibly strong. Just targeting down Defilers is just so good. And it's really, really hard to get on top of those long tank lines and actually get anything done. But Jaedong, he is the master. He is the Zerg Bonjour. And he manages to take down that game. And what was that? Did he win the WCG off of that game? I feel like he deserved it.
So that was game 2 of a best of 3 in the semifinals, and then Flash beats him in the next game, and then Flash wins he beats Cal in the finals.
All right, well, that should have been the finals. It was an
incredible game.
That should have been the finals.
They were both so much better than Cal at that point, but so that was really the finals. I think in the WCG Korea qualifiers, Jaedong beat Flash for the Korea first place qualifiers, but on the world stage, Flash wins. Obviously, Flash was he beat Jaedong in more finals in that year. I think they played each other 3 times in a row in the MSL, and Jaedong won the first one. Flash won the next 2, and then Flash also beat Jaedong in the USL final that year. But it was an incredible rivalry. They're both amazing. It was so cool to watch that replay and realize that Jaedong he forgot to get +3 carapace, and like, oh, that's probably that game would have been a lot easier for him if he got it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, that's it. That's all we have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. And we'll see you guys in the next Retrocast. Thanks.